Hey, race fans, low down and dirty. I'm Rich Reinhardt. We are back again at the Lattimore Fairgrounds, and with me right now is the librarian for the Eastern Museum of Motor Racing. And you've also probably saw his columns in Bubbs Bits and Arietta Racing News and Lost Speedway, Steve and Bubb. Steve, thanks for coming by.
Thank you very much for being here.
And your main job here is you're the librarian.
Yes, I'm the librarian, also head of collections for the museum.
And it's quite a job being a librarian here.
Right now it's a 7-day-a-week job.
Yes. Yes, it's very impressive. There's some really cool stuff in there. You pretty much inherited the Chris Economaki library when Chris passed.
Well, Ben Turner was running it for a while. Ben did a great job setting it up. Then Ben moved, and I took over from Ben.
Okay. Yep. I mean, you go up there, and he's got programs and magazines from back in the 70s, and pretty much, if you're in a program, they probably can find it for you and show you the picture. That's pretty cool. So, you're the same way. You're constantly getting donations, pictures, magazines, books, things like that, and you have to go through them to see what they are and if they're of any value to you or what you can do with them.
Yeah, every week we get donations. As a matter of fact, Ken Johnson, who was well known in racing, we've been getting his collection in, and it's boxes upon
the Ken Johnson, New Jersey Ken Johnson?
The one out of Reading.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Right.
And we know he has a massive photo collection that we understand is coming to us.
Okay.
I am going to have to figure out somehow how I'm going to squeeze it into this building.
Yeah, you're pretty much done on space up there.
We just had a board meeting Tuesday night, and I told him, I said, I'm getting very artful on how I'm finding space in this building.
Artful, I like that. Very artful. But yeah, you've got everything pretty much packed in that room.
I tell people we have estimate over 8,000 programs and over 5,000 books just in the Economaki Library. And it's growing, still growing. I have a gentleman out in New York who's been making donations to us in groups, and his programs are international programs often. And he brings them by group. He just brought 682 programs recently. And they are programs we don't have, so they will go into our collection. We're trying to find room for 682 programs.
Yeah, I can't imagine 682 programs is probably a lot of space.
And it's interesting trying to put them in inventory because they are international. Some of them are in Russia. And when you take a Russian program and read it and try and figure out how to put it in inventory when you have no idea what it says.
So if any of you can read Cyrillic writing, please come on out and help him out.
Oh yeah, if anybody could read Russian or anything from Eastern Europe, please stop by.
So what would that be? Would that be like open wheel stuff or sports cars or?
A lot of it's motorcycle racing.
Okay, I know that's big over in Eastern Europe is the motorcycles. But,
yeah, so it's fascinating to go through them. Right now, I've been working on some of his collection this week, and it's drag racing from across the country, and a lot of these strips are gone. Yeah. Because when I take a program, put an inventory, I often look up to see the location, and most of them are gone. Yeah. Which is sad to say, but it's interesting to have that history saved.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is to save the history. I mean, a lot of even just around here, a lot of our tracks in the last 30, 40 years are gone.
Yes.
And to have, like, I know you got a lot of the Reading Racer and Nazareth pit stops and that up there, and that's, both those tracks have been gone. Reading's been gone for over 40 years, Nazareth for over 30. So it's good that we have some place that saved that history, because I think it's important, because there was a lot of great racing happening back then.
Oh yeah, like Silver Spring Speedway. We have so many of the Silver Spring programs.
Right.
Like you said, Reading, Nazareth, Dorney Park. I'm starting to get Dorney Park.
Yeah, the park reports are showing up.
Yes.
That's my era.
Yeah. We always say a lot of people make fun of Dorney Park as a little 5th mile paved oval outside the roller coaster, but Doug Hoffman came out of there, Carl Collis, John Andretti, Tony Hirschman. Yeah. There were some pretty heavy hitters that came out of there.
As a kid, that was one of the tracks that I went to, and that always has a fond spot for me.
Well, we told Bear we used to go there on Saturday nights when I was a kid, and like at intermission we'd run down, do the tilt-a-whirl, pick up 2 tacos, come back up for the features.
I always tell people, I used to sit down. They used to have the deer and stuff down there, and I said that everybody fed them French fries and throw them French fries. I said those deer probably died of heart attacks.
You got that right.
It was funny. We were talking to Pat Sullivan, and he was up there for Eastern Storm, and him and Rich Foreman went and got ice cream out there in Dorneyville, and he walked out and he looked around and he goes, there used to be a racetrack right there. And Rich said, yeah, it's at Dorney Park Speedway. And I'm like, wow, so you know? He goes, oh yeah. He goes, I know them all.
Oh, I tell people when I go out on the highway, I can still pinpoint where the grandstands were.
Yep. So I remember our deal used to be to Dorney Park. We'd stop there at the fried chicken. He came down to Cedar Crest and get chicken. That's what he had for us. Yeah, but hey, you've got a lot of cool stuff. You showed me a book that Chris found during the war.
Yes.
Maybe he found in the library in Berlin or something like that, or.
And this has become even more interesting. Chris found it in a bombed-out library in Berlin, and he actually wrote in it what the all the description. And so he brought it home. It's a German racing book. It's all in German. But now there's a site called World Cat, which has all the libraries from around the world, so you can look up a book and see where it's at. So we looked it up. There is one copy in, I think it's Denmark, one copy in Germany, and we have the third copy.
So it's pretty much priceless.
It's priceless.
Yeah.
We don't even have it on display anymore.
No,
we
I
have it
remember
locked up.
I was lucky enough to see it last year when I was visiting. Stephen brought it out with white gloves on, and I let him touch it. I just was looking at it and admiring it. It's something you're only going to see, say, there's only 3 in existence.
Yes.
So your chances are the only place you're going to see it is here. But unfortunately, it's safekeeping. But yeah, I've noticed I was here a couple weeks ago, and your library's spilling into your office now.
You know, my office is a swamp right now.
That's a good thing, though, right?
Oh, I don't know. There's times I come in and I think, oh, I got to clean this mess up, and it just keeps getting deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
But I am so concentrated on the inventory aspect of it that some of the things that are piling up behind me, I know I need to get to, but I just don't have time to get to them right now.
I understand. Yeah, there's never enough time.
No, never.
But hey, you know what? I mean, it's a labor of love, right?
Yeah, I'm taking actually inventory home with me because I have it set up that I can do the inventory on my computer at home. So that's why it's a 7-day-a-week job now. So it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Yeah, but we're very glad you do it, though.
Yeah,
it's very glad you do it.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
You know, and I'm a race guy. I'm my happiest anytime I'm around racing people or racing. I love it so much, and that's why I love coming here. And I'd say before I enjoy the museum because a lot of the cars were actually racing when I was going to races. So I guess I'm part of the museum too. So
there's one story that makes being a librarian all worthwhile. We had a rock band. These guys were driving by on 15, saw the sign, came in. They were from Tennessee. And they asked me, they said, would you have anything on our relative that raced? And it was in the 1950s, and he raced down in Tennessee. And I thought, the chances of finding this are 0. Well, I started pulling some things out. Wouldn't you know, we found a photo of their relative.
Kidding.
They got on their phone, they called their relatives down south, they were taking photos, they were elated that they found this.
No kidding.
And I walked out of there, I was like on cloud 9 that day. Because
that is incredible. Yeah.
We found that photo of their relative.
That's super cool.
And they were on their phone, they were calling all different relatives. You wouldn't believe this, we're in this museum in Pennsylvania and we found a photo of our relative.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
That's okay. Hey, thanks for joining us. I know you're a busy guy. We'll see you in a little bit when we go up to the building. Okay. And we'll take a look at your labor of love.
Okay, great.
So the rest of the people can see it then.
Aaron, thank you for being here.
Hey, great.
Thank you, Steve.
Bubb, librarian, categorizer of donations, fill a soda machine, whatever has to be done, he does up the museum. So, hey, thanks a lot. We'll be back with more guests in a minute.